The following is a presentation of The Day.
The stretch. These are the games that determine a season's definition. Magical seasons are made during this time. So are disappointing ones. During the stretch, every game matters a little more, is played a little harder, and only the fiercely determined can ride it into the postseason. Cheney Tech is playing great basketball, winners of 3 in a row, with only 1 loss in conference. They are diverse, deep, and dynamic. Jean Copeland is a presence, and with perimeter defense from William Morales and Kanye Pitts, they can score quickly. Isaiah Williams and others push the tempo, and the Chargers are relentless. No lead ever safe. Opponents know it. Grasso Tech is sensing this season is special. Winners of 9 in a row, they have only 1 loss in conference and avenged it in their last win. Julius Washington is a superior talent, and Ryan Jamali can light it up from anywhere. Taki Bates and Zamir Foy are clutch, and the Eagles, true to their name, are high-flying, elegant, and dangerous. Coach Tim Strong knows this group can do things never before seen if they dig in down the stretch. The Eagles' nest should be filled, and the gym should be rocking. It's a high-flying affair as both Grasso Tech and Cheney Tech head down the stretch, looking to make it magical, and all the action is live on game day on theday.com.
As the crowd continues to filter in what is expected to be a packed gym on the campus of Grasso Tech High School in Groton, Connecticut, we're going to have ourselves a good old-fashioned tech tussle as the Cheney Tech Chargers come on down and take on the Grasso Tech Eagles. Both teams with 1 loss in conference. Both teams marking this one as the end beacon of a season with a stretch run coming, and all the action is live on Game Day. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Gear up for game day with a winning smile from Waterford Dental Health. They're your go-to top-notch dental care in a relaxed, friendly environment. So whether you need a routine checkup, a cosmetic boost, or advanced treatment, they got you covered. So enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. Schedule your appointment today at Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is our top priority. Today's game is also brought to you by Babbitt Home Improvement. Contact Babbitt Home Improvement for all your home improvement needs, decks, siding, windows, doors, and much more. That's Babbitt Home Improvement. And by Night Flight Basketball League. They're bringing basketball back to the Rose City and Premium Ballers. So you want to play a little one-on-one coaching, get a little better, contact Coach Dave or Coach Bryce with the Premium Ballers. Casey O'Neill along with the coach, Chris Giusti, and I'll tell you what, Grasso Tech taking it up a notch. Game day's in the house, Cheney Tech's in the house. Big atmosphere here tonight.
Yeah, 2 of the premier teams in the Tech League. Grasso's been on fire, winners of 9 straight. They've averaged 99 points per contest in their last 3 meetings. Cheney Tech had a magical run last season, made it all the way to the D4 finals, so their reward, they get moved up to the Division II state tournament, played a very tough schedule this season, Casey. They've won 3 straight. This should be a heavyweight match for the Tech League.
Well, speaking of heavyweights, let's talk to the sports doctor.
Casey, Coach, I'm not too sure I'm over the fact that Cheney Tech knocked out Wheeler last year in the state tournament, but we'll move on from there. Coach Caro told me before the game, we're 10-6 in, but we're still figuring ourselves out a little bit. We've had a different starting lineup almost every ball game. This is crunch time. This is where we see where our go-to guys are and what we got down the stretch. Tim Strong told me we need a game like this. We've had a couple of easy opponents here along the way. This is a tough test. It gets us ready for state tournament play. Great matchup here tonight, guys.
Thank you very much, sports doctor. If you're going to be in a hot gym like this, you know what you need? You need a little freshly squeezed juice. Let's talk about the keys to the game tonight, Coach. First, for Cheney Tech.
Okay, Casey. For Cheney, slice and dice. The Eagles like to extend in their zone defense. The Chargers need to attack the gaps and get the ball into the middle for easy shot opportunities. Sprint back. This Grasso team likes to run. Good transition defense is a must to prevent fast breaks and easy layups. And one and done. The Eagles will shoot it from all over. Don't allow them to get extra opportunities. Box out and limit them to one shot per possession.
Yeah, this Cheney Tech team can get up and down the floor. They're relentless. This is, I think, the most complete team that Grasso Tech will have played. Wyndham Tech can score. They're dynamic. Killingly very good as well. This might be a little bit different for Cheney Tech tonight here at Grasso, but it's definitely going to be different for Grasso. So let's talk about the keys to victory tonight for the home Grasso Tech Eagles.
Okay, Casey, for Grasso Tech, stay home. Don't get greedy and overextend too far on that defense. Keep the gaps small by staying close to your area. Value the orange. Decisions. The Eagles must take care of the ball and take good shots on each possession. A bad shot is going to be a turnover tonight. And freshly squeezed Julius. The lights are on. It's a big game here in Groton, and that means the stars need to shine. Grasso needs their star player to be on his A game tonight. It is go time.
It's ironic. Cheney Tech last year had a star player in their own right, a kid that really doesn't happen in the Tech League a whole lot. It doesn't happen in Division IV a whole lot. Gittins moved on, and sort of Cheney got penalized almost moving up to D2, which is a hard jump. So they've played an incredibly tough schedule. Cheney is better prepared, I think, for this environment than they have been. With that said, let's have a moment to meet all of the players in tonight's game.
Isaiah Williams, VCMS Middle School.
J. Rose Orby, Elling Middle School.
Aiden Brookins, Irvin A. Roberts Middle School.
Dejon Copeland, East Hartford Middle School, home of the Falcons.
Muhammad Kamara, Achievement First, Hartford Summit Middle School in Hartford.
Makai Forbes, Elling Middle School.
Kanye Pitts, Sage Park Middle School.
Teron Wiggins, Global Communications Academy.
Isaiah Morales, Sunset Ridge Middle School.
William Morales, Environmental Magnet School at Mary Hooker.
Anthony McLean, Achievement First.
Georgie Rogers, Isaac Middle School.
Jordan Washington, Winthrop Elementary School.
Zamir Foy, Winthrop Elementary.
Jerry Santiago, Isaac Middle School.
Taki Bates, Isaac Middle School.
Julius Washington, Gallup Hill Elementary School.
Ryan Jamali, RMMS.
Jordan Reynolds, Clark Grant Middle School.
Ethan Chacha, Isaac Middle School.
Myers Thompson, Plainfield Central.
Lachlan Singer Johnson, RMMS.
Top-notch officiating duo tonight. Dave Cruz, Anthony Malhoit, two biggins here for this big game as we get ready. We'll be tipping it off momentarily, and that means it's time for the opening tip, which is sponsored by Kuchar Financial. When you want more than just tips, when you want sound financial planning, go see Lee Kuchar at Kuchar Financial in New London. Lee can help with financial planning and investment, tax preparation, and planning for both your business and your personal needs. So feel better about your financial decisions. Go see Lee at Kuchar Financial. I do, and I feel better about my decisions. Tonight, big night around the ECC, of course, over at New London High School, the St. Bernard Saints and the New London High School Whalers in the rematch. East Lyme and Waterford, Fitch and NFA, and then over in the Shoreline, the Battle of the Bridges, Old Saybrook and Old Lyme. So a lot of good basketball. None better than right here. Grasso Tech, Cheney Tech. Julius Washington will jump it up with Dejon Copeland, and we will get this thing underway, Juice. Two teams, I think, that are going to surprise some people watching them for the first time tonight. Some talented kids out there.
And a nice student section here for the Eagles.
First three of the game taken by Jordan Washington. It comes up off. Grasso can shoot it, and they will shoot it early and often. Zone by Grasso. Disrupts Cheney here in the early going. And it creates a steal by Washington. Up no good. And the putback in by Washington. So you've got Jordan that time following up, getting a loose change underneath. Nice pass underneath, and the basket is good by Kamara. He is one of their leading scorers, and they haven't had him every game. Right back in the other direction, up high is Taki Bates getting over the top of everybody. Open three, in and out from Kamara, but the putback is there by Copeland. And in the early going, both teams getting to the basket.
Up-tempo game. I don't think you're going to need the shot clock tonight.
Bates barely holds on to it, finds Washington. Juju gets to the basket. He'll be fouled, and he'll shoot two.
Yeah, both teams getting up and down quickly, getting shots off within the first 5 to 10 seconds of that shot clock. They like to play up-tempo. They like to pressure the ball, which is kind of a feast or famine. You're either going to get the steal and get a break, or you're going to miss and give your other team an advantage going to the basket.
The Cheney Tech coach is someone who knows what his way both around the league and around the country, right? Guard at Creighton, Ishmael Kano, except he's got to learn that Anthony Malhoit is not the person you want to bark at a whole lot. I'm having a good time watching the two of those guys right now. Washington missed the first, second one is up and good. I love watching coaches work officials and know, especially now that I know a little bit more about some of the officials. Backcourt violation, turnover by Cheney. We'll get it back over to Grasso.
Yeah, early on here, this trapping zone is affecting the Chargers. 2 turnovers, but they're trying to feel it out and figure out where those traps are coming from. You don't want to pick up your dribble on the sideline. That creates an advantage for the Eagle defense.
Zamir Foy gets to the basket, no good. His own follow. The guy they call Peanut, he got to the rim, followed up his own shot, 3-point lead for the Eagles. Kick out for 3, no good. Washington lost it underneath after getting the rebound. Another 3, that one was partially blocked, but the offensive boards, Copeland with another, and another, finally out of bounds. It goes off of Cheney, but that possession right there is a template for what I think you're going to see, and I think you're going to see the mandate for Cheney to get on the glass.
Yeah, offensive rebounds, we've seen it time and time again this season, really can break the spirit of a team. So Coach Tim Strong is going to have to coach that up and make sure his team's not giving up too many of those.
Washington almost loses it. Little weave. Foy hangs. Left hand is good. Zamir Foy getting to the rim with ease here. 5-point lead for the Tech School of the Eagles. Trap. And a timeout. Cheney Tech. We'll keep it here. I want your early impressions of what you're seeing from Grasso that's causing Cheney Tech problems.
Energy level. This crowd has turned out. You challenged the student section of Grasso Tech, and they have turned out, filled their area, and the energy level for the Eagles is so much higher. It almost looks like the Chargers are going through the motion right now, and they're picking up their dribble against the trap, creating bad passes and bad decision opportunities. So they're going to have to go back to the drawing board here, and it starts with making sure that you keep the ball in the middle of the court. We used to call it the shoot, like stay away from the sidelines. If you look at the volleyball lines on your screen, those gray volleyball lines, you want to try to keep it in the middle of the court as much as possible against that trapping zone defense.
Orby checks in for Cheney Tech, big senior guard. And the bank is open, and making a deposit is Aiden Brookings. That 3 certainly helps. Bates, quick trigger 3, good! Taki for 3. A little sloppy. There's that corner trap. Out of the pack comes Foy, trying to find Washington. He does, and it's saved by Jamali. Foy with an open three, back no good, and off Jamali, out of bounds, and it'll be Cheney Tech basketball.
Those who haven't seen a lot of Grasso Tech this season know that this is the style of play that they play throughout. So, you know, it's almost going to be like an NBA game. There's going to be stretches where they're really hot and they go on runs, and there's going to be stretches where, you know, maybe they miss some shots. So this game is going to ebb and flow, and whoever can maintain consistency the most is going to come out victorious. We just see another turnover there from Cheney. That's their 4th this quarter.
Tried to lob it in to William Morales, fresh into the game, the sophomore, just a little bit too high. Bates again for three. Got it! Taki, taki, taki! Oi, oi, oi! Eight-point lead for Grasso. And on the sideline, a little bump, but he was on the line. Turnover. Right now, Grasso Tech. They know, because they can give them up in bunches too. So they know getting out to an early lead, especially here at home, goes a long way.
Yeah, and the Chargers still playing man-to-man.
Juju for two.
That man-to-man has not done much to prevent Grasso from scoring.
Strong pass by Brookins, tipped off Grasso, out of bounds. It'll stay Cheney Tech basketball.
The Eagles have been able to either drive to the basket or kick out for three with relative ease on every possession. Chargers are going to have to up their intensity on the defensive ends.
Copeland catches on the inbound, no good. Orby with the offensive rebound, another offensive rebound, that time by Morales. So there again, if there's been an Achilles heel thus far for Grasso, it has been too many opportunities for Cheney on the offensive glass. Julius for three, straight up splash. Good ball movement this time by Cheney. Open look three is good. Morales knocks that one down, and a good answer from the Chargers. Coming the other way, though, is Zamir Foy, and he gets it slapped out of bounds, but it'll stay with Cheney. With Grasso. 8-point lead for Grasso, and one of their biggest and most lethal three-point shooters, Ryan Jamali, only had one shot.
Yeah, it speaks to the depth of this team.
Bates with an open three. Got it! He is, and Fuego, you got to get out there.
Eagles 4 of 6 from downtown, on fire.
Orby picks up his dribble, finds Morales. Morales over the top of Washington, no good. That was Jordan Washington with some good defense. And Isaiah Williams checks in for Cheney. So Cheney plays a lot of different people, and we're going to see all of them here soon.
Yeah, and the Chargers got to continue to try to get the ball into the middle, whether it's via the bounce or via the pass. Every time they can get it into the middle, it seems to be wide open.
Three is long. Washington with the rebound, ahead to his brother, Julius Washington, all the way to the basket, knocked out of bounds by Williams, and it'll stay Grasso Tech basketball.
Now Washington having a terrific season, averaging a little over 28 points a game. He's about 220 away from 1,000. Having a terrific season here for the Eagles.
Everything's going right now. There's Julius. The lead's 13. Good hands in the steal from Washington. Up ahead to his brother Jordan. Here comes Jordan hanging in the lane. Oh, that one looked like 23. That looked a little bit like Michael. 15-point lead for the Eagles.
That middle is open. They got to get the ball in there.
Morales dribbles it off his foot. And right now, they got to settle. Cheney Tech needs to settle.
7 turnovers, Casey. They really do have to just I would think about maybe getting the point guard or somebody who can handle the ball into the middle so when he catches it, he can actually do something with the ball, either pass or attack the hoop.
Oh, missed opportunity for Jordan Washington as he got to the basket. Other direction, open 3 is up and good. Orby knocks that one down.
This game's far from over, even though it's a 12-point lead.
Foy running the floor. 29 first quarter points.
Yeah, I told you they could score, averaging 99 points in their last 3 games. Per game.
Open 3, no good. Ball saved though, inbounds, well done, and a foul. More offensive rebounding from Cheney Tech. That has been, that's the only thing keeping them around.
Yeah, for sure, and they need to do more of it. But as I was mentioning last possession, they have their center, Copeland, in the middle. He doesn't always look comfortable when he catches it, like not really sure if he's supposed to attack, if he's supposed to pass. Almost think about like putting a guard, a bigger guard or a guard that's comfortable, catching it with his back to the basket and then being able to pivot and either shoot the short jumper, attack, or kick it out to a shooter, because that middle is wide open.
Cha-Cha into the game for Grasso Tech. Ethan Cha-Cha, the big center forward. Pitts back into the game for Cheney.
Cheney gonna extend their pressure now. This hasn't really affected the Eagles so far.
Steal and the basket by Wiggins. Cheney will keep up the pressure. Foy to Bates, nice bounce pass, and Washington finishes at the rim. That was well done. Nice job by Jamali up ahead to Washington. Soaring. Offensive foul. Morales stood his ground, made just enough contact that the foul goes on Washington.
That's a big call there. Would have been a 15-point lead and going to the free throw line. Instead, Chargers get the ball with the shot clock off, a chance to get it to 10.
.15 seconds, kick. We got some basketball royalty in the house tonight in the stands. Maybe when we come back to start the second quarter, I'll give you the spoiler. A lot of wins in the house and some new wins in the house. Basketball royalty. We'll see that when we come back to start the second quarter. Getting to the basket and scoring is Wiggins. Grasso can get one off. It'll count. They won't. We're at the end of one, and it is a 31-20. That's a halftime score. We'll be right back with the second quarter action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Here at Game Day, we're proud to bring you unrivaled video coverage of local high school sports. All of it free for you to watch. These videos are not free for us to produce them. If you'd like to ensure that we can keep covering your school and your teams, there's a few ways that you can support us. Hit up our merch store and pick up some Game Day gear in your school colors. Our camera operators are always looking for those shirts and hoodies in the crowd, and you may see yourself on our next live stream. We get a lot of support from businesses in our community, and if you'd like to join them as a sponsor, send us a message and we can connect you with our advertising staff. Finally, The Day is the organization behind everything we do here at Game Day. If you want to support The Day's community journalism, consider a print or digital subscription at theday.com/subscribe.
Basketball royalty in the house. Craig Parker, CJ Parker. Coach, good to see you. Not back on the sidelines, but back at the gym. How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. It's great to be here. This is a great atmosphere at Grasso Tech. You know, they got a lot of good things going on here now, and second time I've been here this year. You know, coach is doing a great job. You know, the kids are playing well. It's an exciting game.
Your son's on the sidelines now, too. CJ's over here with Fitch with the girls team. CJ, how you doing?
I'm
I'm doing pretty good. My girls work hard. I'm having fun my first year, and we're being competitive. That's all I can ask for.
A lot of wins to go to catch your father. Guys, good to see you guys in the house tonight. All right, Chop.
Father and son duo, a lot of wins, some future wins. And, you know, if you're a basketball fan tonight, you got to be at a game, right? I don't care which one, but there's like 4. You got to be at one of them. Good to see the Parkers here tonight. I think, by the way, Grasso shot it about as well as they could in that first quarter.
Yeah, 13 of 17, 4 of 6 from 3.
I'd be a little concerned that my lead's only 11, and I feel like Cheney's starting to figure out that their energy needs to be better. Getting to the basket is Kamara. The lead is back into single digits for the first time in a while. Other direction, Foy on the lob, too strong, kicks it out. Jamali for 3, no good, and Cheney's starting to whittle into this lead. Cross-court pass for the 3 ball is good. Kamara knocking it down, and that cross-court 3, that long pass diagonal is there.
Yeah, now Cheney has now hit 4 3-pointers. They're starting to heat up.
Offensive rebounding still a problem. Grasso giving up too many second-chance opportunities, so they're going to sub, and we're going to see Jerry Santiago in the game. Jamali will get a seat.
After going a majority of the first quarter without turning the ball over at all, Grasso now has turned the ball over 4 times this game.
That's off Washington. I think the mandate from Cheney Tech to turn up this pressure is not only affecting Grasso Tech, but I think they just went to the smaller lineup to try to get another ball handler on the floor, even though they're giving up a lot in the paint. And there's another one as Wiggins, and we're going to get a timeout, Tim Strong. The lead is down to 4, but more importantly, it feels like a complete flip-flop of what we saw earlier.
Yeah, the gaps were open. They just weren't getting the ball into the middle, was Cheney Tech in the first quarter. And I think, like you said, Casey, made some personnel changes. Coach plays a lot of guys. They got some different people in the game now. They're attacking the gaps. They're getting the ball into the middle, and they're forcing turnovers. Like I said, Grasso hadn't turned the ball over for much of the first quarter. They turned it over twice at the end of the first quarter, and now 3 turnovers already within the first minute 30 here in the second quarter. So Coach Strong with a good timeout to try and calm his team down.
So the dilemma facing Coach Strong right now is when he goes to the big lineup or bigger lineup with Ethan Cha-Cha or even Jamali out there, the 2 Washingtons, to try to combat Cheney Tech offensive rebounding and getting to the rim, he doesn't have the ball handling on the floor, and then their pressure bothers him. So he's trying to find that mix right now. Sports Doctor, what are you thinking?
All Tim Strong talked about was sticking to the game plan. Moving the ball before the trap comes, like Coach talked about. Stick to the game plan, we win. Get too sloppy out there on the offensive end.
Tie up, jump ball, possession arrow. In what direction? Will stay here with Grasso. Better job of the pass, but you got it right. Can't wait for the trap to come. You got it. They broke it twice by going pass, 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 layup. They got to find a way to get that first pass not into the corner, into the trap spot. Open look by Foy is too strong, tipped around. And the rebound comes down to Williams, and running the floor and getting a piece of the pass. Jordan Washington knocks it out of bounds, and it'll stay with Cheney. We're going to get Jamali and Cha-Cha back into the game. Washington and Foy will take a break. So this is the bigger lineup for Grasso, but they don't necessarily handle as well. Orby's giving them good minutes, by the way. There he is for the 3. That's short. Rebound in the paint. Stripped. Kamara still battling, and he's going to draw the foul. Mohamed Kamara will go to the line to shoot 2. I like the minutes that Orby has given them since they moved him into the lineup to sort of, run the point. I think the decisions have been better. And Kamara is certainly not shy about getting to the basket. I really like what Cheney Tech is doing right now. Let's see if Grasso can make that adjustment.
No, the energy level has flipped. We talked about it in the beginning of the game. Grasso was flying all over the place, and now it's the Chargers who seem to have picked it up and are playing with a lot more energy than the Eagles are. So now the chalk goes over to Coach Strong. He's got to find a way to get his guys to play up-tempo like they were at the beginning of the game.
Another turnover. Is that one off of Cheney, so it'll stay with Grasso. I don't believe Grasso has scored in this quarter.
No, 0 of 3 with 3 turnovers. So that's the other thing, Casey. Grasso has to keep scoring. That's just their DNA. Like, they're going to have to get to 80 points to win this game. So they just got to keep scoring, finding a way to get shots up, and then they have to make them.
Steal by the Chargers. Ball on the floor, a little bit sloppy. Good hands. Stripped, loose still. Shot clock still at 20, plenty of time. Good bounce pass on the baseline. From Wiggins to Williams, and we're tied at 31. How about that? And the steal. Cheney Tech takes the lead. Right now, Grasso is in need, desperate need of a basket.
Yeah, they don't have any answers against this pressure right now.
And another turnover. And Cheney turns it over right back.
It's like the script got totally flipped over. Cheney Tech had 7 first-quarter turnovers, and now Grasso Tech has 6 second-quarter turnovers.
Foy to Jamali. And an offensive foul on Ryan Jamali, who went down hard. Orby took the charge. And I'm going to tell you, it was a charge that turned this thing around.
Yeah, it was 31-18. Julius Washington took it to the rack, scored. The basket was waved off. So instead of it being 33-18, it was 31-18. Cheney hit the basket to end the quarter. And since then, Grasso has not scored.
Yeah, we are deep into the second quarter. And improbably, what looks to be a runaway for Grasso early is now a lead for Cheney. Nice look underneath, though, by Orby. And the follow putback is good by Pitts. And right now, Grasso can't rebound, and they can't break the press. Bates, spin, left-handed, no good. Cha-cha gets the rebound to Washington, slicing through, and finally, Julius Washington breaks the streak. Cuts the lead to 2.
Yeah, he's got to get shots up. They haven't been able to get a lot of shots up.
3 is short. Offensive rebound is loose on the floor. Up ahead with it, Foy. Foy hangs in the air, no foul, but he gets it to go, and we're back tied up at 35. Three, no good, tipped out of bounds and off of Cheney Tech, and it will be Grasso Tech basketball.
Yeah, this is going to be like an NBA game. I mean, there's going to be runs. You're going to think, oh, this team has control, and then 5 minutes later, no, this team has control. What Grasso has to be able to do, though, is break the press and get shots up. That's allowed Cheney to come back, these turnovers.
And I'll be honest with you, Cheney's turned it over a bunch themselves, or else they could maybe be up, 8 points right now. I got to see, Grasso keeps settling for that pass in the corner, which inevitably is going to result in a trap. I'd love to see, as we get Thompson out of the game, Washington back in the game for Grasso, I'd like to see them work something in the middle of the floor. I'd like to see them work something in the, so that initial pass, even if it's a screen and a pass to the middle, so that they can start running this way.
Yeah, you either got to get the ball to the middle or you got to reverse it and throw diagonal passes. But that pass straight up the sideline is too easy to steal.
Like that one right there is easy to steal as well. Orby coming in the other direction. He's trapped. And a timeout by Cheney Tech. 35-35. It's a 30-second timeout. We're going to find out what coach wants to do differently here because we've seen both teams sort of adjusting into each other. I'm still waiting for Grasso to make the adjustment to the pressure. I don't really feel like they've settled in on what their approach to breaking the pressure is going to be.
Yeah, but this has been what we expected. We expected two teams who are very evenly matched, and we expected two teams who score a lot and, aren't always economical with the basketball, so to speak. So there's a little helter-skelter nature to both of these teams and how they play. It's a lot of risk-reward, so we're seeing that. We're seeing the turnovers, we're seeing the offensive explosions, we're seeing a lot of offensive rebounds and some spectacular plays, and I expect this to go down to the wire.
Well, I expected this game to be played in the 80s, and it still might be.
Yeah, you're well on pace for that at 35-35.
Yeah, these turnovers are killing me, though. Copeland going to check back in the game for Cheney Tech. And Isaiah Williams will have a seat. Cheney staying in that full court pressure.
Cheney has 11 turnovers. Grasso has 10, Casey.
Jamali had the three, chose not to go with it this time instead. Tried to feed Foy on the cut. Cheney's got numbers, and the floater by Kamara is good. Cheney back on top. Jordan Washington with a left hand, pretty move.
Feast or famine. You're either going to get the steal or you're going to give up the layup.
Orby. A little more patience. There's that pass to the middle. And there's the difference, right? When Copeland was catching it there, not super comfortable, Kamara catches it there and he scores. And a turnover in the other direction. I'm okay. I do not like that the only thing they're doing is using the sideline. I really would like to see them work the middle of the floor. You can set a screen against the trap or against against pressure. You can set a screen and free somebody. I know I'm not seeing it right now. All they need to do is get the ball to Foy or somebody in the middle where they can handle. Washington rips it away. Good defense by Cheney. Washington flies to the basket, no foul. He thought he was harassed and didn't get the call. And that's over the back court or a travel as they got a little no man's land action.
"13 turnovers for Cheney, 12 for Grasso. Has muddled this game up a bit. Cheney in the 3-2 here.
They find Cha-Cha, but he can't handle it. That was a good look from Foy, but a little bit too much steam for Cha-Cha.
Now both teams with 13 turnovers, but Grasso has 11 this quarter. That's really stymieing their offensive firepower.
And another turnover by Cheney. Again, if Cheney could handle the ball better, they'd be in a great position.
I've seen Grasso play a few times this year, and this kind of is how their games go, though. And no matter who the opponent, they jump out, or they fall behind, and then they come back. They jump out to a big lead, and they give up the lead. They're built for these kinds of games, so they're just going to keep grinding. They got to be able to take care of this basketball and find Washington.
Washington high floater, no good. Good defense from Orby. Cha-Cha gets the first one, can't get the second one, and it's a 4-point Cheney lead. Jamali for three, that's going to be no good. 45 seconds remaining in the half. Cheney with its biggest lead of the game at 4. Open 3. Splash! Aiden Brookins, and the lead is 7. Taki Bates with a wide open 3, no good. Cha-Cha, stripped. It'll stay here. Grasso's got 16 seconds if they want the last shot.
And they probably should take it. Probably should try to take the last shot and get into the locker room and regroup. Get the ball to Julius and let him operate here. Throw it deep, throw it deep.
Foy pulls up, no good. Too much time. Cheney's got a chance. Biggest lead of the game is 7. At the buzzer, good if it goes. No good. We're at halftime, and it's a 7-point Cheney Tech lead. That is hard to believe after what we saw in the first quarter. The Sports Doctors got the coach, Ismail Kano.
Coach, you guys go on a 26-6 run. What was the difference? What flipped the switch in that game?
The energy defensively. Teron Wiggins came off the bench, gave us a lot of energy defensively. The rest of the guys started to pick it up, but everything with our team always starts with our defense. Once our defense gets going, our offense starts to come secondary with it.
How do you clean up the sloppy play on the offensive end?
Just being patient. I think we have a lot of scenes when our seniors actually lock in, and we're just patient, we're fine.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach. Case.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. A 7-point lead for Cheney Tech, coming all the way back, holding Grasso to 6 second quarter points. We're at halftime. Stay tuned for some highlights and video action, and we'll be back with second half action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
It was right before the 8th grade basketball season, and one of my cousins had a health scare. She suffered cardiac arrest, and it's genetic. So me and my family, we went to Yale, and we got a bunch of tests run, and I got the gene. I have the gene. They found scarring on my heart, and they shut me completely down for basketball, for all sports, physical contact, anything. They shut me down, and at that point I didn't really know what to do because basketball was my everything. I was really mad, of course, because I didn't know what was next for me. I didn't know what my life was gonna look like after something that I played every single day and enjoyed and I loved got shut down so quick. My mental space was just empty. I had no idea what the future had to hold. And I was showing up to my 8th grade basketball games not being able to play. And my teammates were always like, "What's going on? Why can't you play?" And at that point I was so overwhelmed with everything going on. I didn't want to really explain it to them, And then eventually I got more tests done and I get another MRI done at Boston. And they find something different. So that same day after I got the MRI results, Boston told me basically, "Hey, you're clear. We're gonna monitor you, but you're clear, you're good to go." I got a implantable loop recorder, and that basically just covers the rhythm and sends it to the hospital. So it just shoots reports to them every day and tells them if there's any skips in my heart or anything like that.
I actually didn't know until last season had just been started. I had connected with his father, and he had told me, to watch out for this. Ryan's cleared, but it's still always on their mind. It's a concern. It's very scary. So I met with Ryan, and I told him, you're very courageous for going out there and playing. And by you playing, you're giving other people that might have the same condition and don't want to play because they're nervous or scared the confidence to play, so kudos to Ryan.
For away games, I have to bring an AED in my bag just in case something happens on the bus. An AED is an automatic defibrillator that would shock your heart if you were to go into cardiac arrest. So that's just to be safe. Obviously, we're not expecting anything to happen, but at the same time, you never know what's gonna happen. I'm not really an outgoing kid who would like to talk about those type of things. So actually, nobody on my team knows. Only my coaches, all my teachers know. Not even some of my closest friends know about this. So I'm really putting this out there to let people know that it's normal to have things like this go on. And you just gotta look at the positives.
He's a quiet kid by nature. For all 4 years he's been quiet,
all 4 years, I call him the enforcer. He's our quiet enforcer. So anything that happens in the paint, he keeps kids in check. He's a leader by nature, and with him, it's always lead by example. But in terms of being talkative off the court, it's quiet by nature.
I feel like when I'm playing, it's like a different type of energy. It's like I really want to be there. And I'm like off the court, it's like, oh, I gotta go here, I gotta do this. It has nothing to do with sports. I don't want to do it. It's just boring to me. But once I get any chance to touch a ball, football, basketball, energy is brought to me. I feel like a different person. I play quarterback and I play receiver. I'm a whole different person on the field. How I'm talking right now would be 10 times louder on the field.
I think with him, it's all his ability to rebound. He has a knack to rebound. He has a knack to block shots. He just is able to control the paint. There's not many times you're going to find anybody who outworks him in the paint, and with that, he always gives us a shot and keeps us in the game, just with his ability to rebound and, again, his defensive presence.
Yeah, last year, it was a great experience.
Copeland with the rebound and the putback.
Crashing the boards, me and Dom, we had a great relationship going back and forth. Every game, we were like, oh, we're just going to see who can get the most rebounds, who can get the most blocks, who can get the most this, who can get the most that. It was just, we had different energy coming into the team.
Gittins with a look to Copeland, and the lead is 10.
Seeing that I graduated here 20 years ago prior to that, in 2000, and knowing that we always came up short, and the furthest before that was like the semifinals, I think for us to get there, it kind of hit a switch as to the turn the program took.
The Cheney Tech Chargers are headed to Mohegan Sun.
I've never viewed it as, hey, we're a tech school. I've always viewed it as, hey, we're a public school. We can compete with anybody. Getting the kids to have that same mindset has been the hardest part. But I think as the last 3-4 years, as the programs begin winning more, it's been a lot easier to compete with anyone.
It's time for the Athletes of the Future Grade 8 Plays of the Week. At number 8, Plainville Wrestling's Cooper Daniele. Let's get creative with this takedown. Nothing there. Let me reach under. Gotcha. Nice takedown, Cooper. At number 7, Wyndham Wrestling's Dalmazio Despard. 126 pounds, facing Ram. And this is how you get your 100th career win as a junior. The relentless push, get him over, wait for it. There's the century mark. At number 6, congratulations, Zane Brewer, Wheeler Basketball, becoming the Lions' all-time leading scorer with 1,298 points, surpassing the 42-year-old mark set in '83 by Todd Wilkerson. At number 5, Noah Casey, East Lyme Norwich Tech Wrestling, not quite a 7-second pin, but a 12-second pin will do. Gotta love a guy named Casey. At number 4, Josie Hatch, Woodstock Academy Hockey, up 2-1, 8.5 seconds to go. The Stonington freshman goalie facing a PK. Can we preserve the win? Close the hatch. Stoned for the victory. At number 3, Michael DeAngelis, Killingly freshman basketball. 8.8 seconds to go. Get it into the corner. Can we get it off for the game winner? We can, and got it. Buzzer beater. You know what? Let's take another look at another buzzer beater. Number 2, Savannah Guernsey, NFA basketball. 5 seconds to go, down 1 versus Fitch. Buzzer beater for the win. But at number 1, let's stick with the buzzer beaters. This is for a free week of training at Athletes of the Future. Griswold basketball's Nick Cool Waters. 9 seconds to go in double OT versus Ledyard. And a wide open corner 3. Got it. There's your winner and the number 1 play of the week, the AOF Grade 8. Send us your plays. Maybe you can make next week's Grade 8. Halftime at Grasso Tech, a 7-point Cheney Tech lead. After getting down early, as many as 16 points, they have furiously rallied to take control of this game. Juice, what does Grasso Tech need to do differently in the second half?
First and foremost, Casey, they have to be able to break the pressure and not turn the ball over. They were able to get 17 shots up in the first quarter, but in the second quarter, that dropped to 12. They were 3 of 12 from the field, but they turned it over 11 times in the second quarter. So that not only gives the ball back to Cheney, but it prevents your own guys from getting into an offensive rhythm. And so now when they do get an open shot, they're, kind of second guessing or trying to guide it. So they got to get back into a flow offensively by first and foremost being able to break the pressure.
Sports Doctor, you were talking to the coaches at halftime. What'd you hear?
Well, Coach Strong says we just have to stick to the game plan, not get trapped, use the center of the court, don't turn the basketball over and convert at the rim. As for the Cheney Tech side, Coach says they haven't seen a team as fast as we are this year. And our speed is starting to take over a little bit. And what happens is we feed off of defensive plays. So once we start moving a little bit, that gets us going. So listen, speed versus sloppy play.
Well, we're about 15 seconds away from the second half getting underway. The second half possession is brought to you by Kuchar Financial. Located in New London, Kuchar Financial will help you keep possession of your money through sound financial planning and investment, tax planning and preparation for individuals and small businesses. Listen, everybody wants to feel better about their finances. We're not all independently wealthy like Juice. So go see Lee Kuchar at Kuchar Financial and let him make you feel more comfortable. Go down and see Lee and tell him Game Day sent you. Second half, moments away from getting underway, and the first possession of the second half will go to Cheney Tech. So they had a chance at the end of the first to go up 10. They have a chance here to go up. And while Grasso can certainly shoot their way back into it, we'll have to see what Tim Strong came up with against that pressure.
Grasso needs a stop and a defensive rebound. Offensive rebounds have also hurt the Eagles tonight.
Cut underneath, pass, Washington comes weak side to block Kanye Pitts. I was going to make a Kanye joke, but then I realized that just seems like piling on. Washington with another block, this time from Jordan. Copeland goes up strong. I love the body control from Copeland.
That's been a microcosm of the game. 3 block shots, but Grasso couldn't secure any of the rebounds, and now they turn it over.
Bates loses it, other direction, basket all the way to the hoop by Kamara. The lead's 11. Julius Washington draws the foul on Orby, but I mean, it is crazy to think this game was all Grasso Tech. Midway, almost at the end of the first quarter, and Cheney chipped away a little bit, but a 30-6 run is just unbelievable. Washington with a 3, not really his game.
Cheney came out in straight man. Grasso was able to get whatever they wanted in the first quarter. They switched to this zone, and Grasso has been confused ever since.
Orby for 3, good. And the lead is 14. That is hard to fathom right now. I'm sure Grasso Tech is feeling it. Bates, they need this one, no good. Jamali with a good rebound though. Kicks it out to Foy for 3, that's short. Washington with the rebound, no foul called, and I think Julius Washington is used to getting that call, and it wasn't there. Open 3, no good. Washington gets the rebound, out ahead it goes to Bates. Bates wild into traffic, fortunately gets it to Washington. Jordan Washington gets his own rebound. Grasso with some offensive rebound work. Wild to the basket, Bates, no, gets his own rebound, and Grasso, not usually the offensive rebounding team, has kept themselves alive here these last 2 possessions.
Well, in the first quarter, Grasso could go to the basket and they beat their man and they had a layup. Now it seems like they're going into the forest every time they drive the ball. There's a black jersey waiting for them.
Washington drives and gets fouled. This time he'll go, and it's underneath, so they got him on the floor. I don't think Julius Washington is used to not getting calls when he gets to the rim like that, but you know, this is a good crew.
Cheney has taken the air out of the building. The crowd's silent right now.
That is an ill-advised three by Julius Washington from way too far out. They kind of baited him into that one.
Yeah, this zone is flustering the Eagles, and they want a timeout to talk it over.
14-point lead. It's a full timeout, so we want to say that, again, tonight's game is brought to you by Babbitt Home Improvement. Contact Babbitt Home Improvement for all your home improvement needs. Decks, siding, windows, doors, much more. That's Babbitt Home Improvement. Also by Night Flight Basketball League. They're bringing back the basketball to the Rose City. And by the Premium Ballers. Contact Coach David or Coach Bryce for one-on-one personal coaching. So I can't wait to hear what Coach Strong has got on this one.
Well, whatever Coach Caro told his team in between the first and second quarter, it's working, whether it was raise the energy or, you know, change the rotations, because, as I said, Grasso was able to drive to the basket, you know, without any kind of resistance. All they had to do was beat one guy and they would have a layup. They were having a block party. And now, since Cheney has switched to this zone, every time they drive the ball, there's somebody waiting for them. Grasso hasn't been able to finish in traffic, and they're not getting as many open looks from three either.
Sports Doctor, what did you hear in the huddle?
He's talking defense the whole time, you know, just face guarding, you know, trapping, and take your time on offense. No quick shots. We're up by 14. Make them pay for the price.
Orby with a good drive and a kick out. But an offensive rebound from Cheney Tech. Open three. Instead, driving all the way to the basket. Copeland with the offensive rebound. That basket is good. He draws the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot the bonus.
Offensive rebounding just...
The other thing, too, they talk about to Casey's, there's really no shot blocker out there for Grasso Tech. So anything at the rim, pump fake, ball fake, put your body in the defender, go to the line for and one, like right there.
And, I mean, this is almost getting out of hand. I can't believe, I'm just shocked. Offensive rebound.
Yeah, it's crazy that it was 31-18 when Washington took it to the basket and was called for the charge. And since then, Grasso only has 6 points. That was way back in the first quarter with about 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Grasso had 31 points.
Santiago into the ball game for Grasso. And Grasso with a good defensive stand that time. Bates, but he's got harassed, and we're going to get a foul on Kamara. Bates was in no man's land.
Yeah, but a much-needed steal by the Eagles. They need to turn up their defensive intensity and start playing with some more pride on the defensive end. Rebounding is about effort, attention to detail. You want to be a championship team, you got to be able to rebound.
Foy. Santiago got himself a little bit too far under the basket. I mean, Cheney Tech's playing like a Division II team right now, or a team that's played a lot of a Division II team. I mean, they played East Hartford, they played Manchester, and that's evident right there as they're playing a style right now reminiscent of a Division II team.
Yeah, and they're also getting the ball into the middle of the court a lot more than Grasso is.
And a basket in the other direction from Jordan Washington breaks the Cheney Tech run a 16-point Charger lead.
Yeah, Grasso had missed their last 12 shots before that one fell.
Good hands from Washington and Jamali, and Julius Washington comes out with it, has numbers, and again, no foul, no call. Up ahead in the other direction, Jordan Washington picks it off. Out of bounds it goes. It'll stay with Grasso Tech.
But they're picking up the defensive intensity. 3 of the last 4 possessions, they've created a turnover. That's how it starts. Now on the offensive end, you got to get shots to fall, either taking it to the basket strong or finding open shooters on the perimeter.
They got their 3 best three-point shooters on the floor right now in Jamali, Foy, and Bates. Bates was on fire to start the game, but Cheney's extended that zone. Washington goes baseline, no call, gets his own offensive rebound, and he'll shoot 2.
And sometimes going to the line is exactly the formula you need to get back on track. See some baskets fall right now.
After the first quarter, New London 21-10 over St. Bernard's at home. I have a feeling we saw that last year, and then St. Bernard's came back and beat them. I'm looking forward to seeing the fourth quarter of that game. I have a feeling that's going to be a good one. And if New London wants to get on the island, we said they've been sitting out there on the beach waiting to storm the beach. This could be the night that they finally get over the hump against the Saints. Washington missed the first one. Second one is good, and the lead is 15. Nice pull-up jumper, no good. Jamali with the rebound, and he's fortunate to get it away there. Foy, after all of that, bounce pass. Washington, that was in the basket, doesn't go down. Foy. Bates, quick trigger 3, good! Taki knocks it down, and the lead is down to 12.
They needed that one. Crowd desperately wants to get back into this.
Nice use of the middle, and a beautiful pull-up from Kanye Pitts just inside the line.
Yeah, they found the middle at some point in the second quarter, and now they are just getting it there all the time.
Jamali open 3, back iron, no good, but that was a good press break. Steal from Washington, hangs at the basket and scores. A break for Grasso. I actually like that ball movement for the 3, it just didn't go down.
Yeah, they've picked up the intensity. It's effort, it's energy. Need a stop here, got to shore up the middle, don't overextend.
Nicely done by Cheney. They get the offensive rebound. That middle has been wide open. There it is again. Copeland puts it on the floor. Jamali, good hands. Grasso off and running. Foy, pump fake, basket's good. Lead is 10. And starting to feel it. The home crowd likes what they're seeing right now. But that's how you break a run right there. Kanye Pitts knocks down the 3. Ball will stay with Grasso, or go back to Grasso. Great effort in minutes from Kamara. He's going to get a break. So is Pitts. Brookings and Williams into the game for Cheney.
Grasso just has to continue playing with energy. Yes, they gave up that 3, but they have to continue playing with energy and getting good shot attempts every possession. They really fall into a funk when they turn the ball over and aren't able to get good shots up.
There's a turnover, steal, other direction. That'll be a goaltending against Washington as Teron Wiggins got to the basket, and the lead, just like that, goes back up to 15.
Yeah, it's the bad turnover. You got to get a shot up. At least if you get a good shot up and miss, you can transition back on defense. When you turn it over like that, put yourself in such a disadvantage on defense.
Washington, dangerous pass. And off to the races with the steal is Aiden Brookings, and the lead is 17 as we come down to 40 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Yeah, another pass that's 2 passes away, so to speak. That's easy to steal.
And another steal. And I'm telling you, if Cheney could only get out of their own way, they could be up 30. 30 seconds remaining. Shot clock is off. Last chance if Grasso wants it. Cha-Cha checks into the game.
Yeah, and just like we talked about with Cheney in the first quarter, Grasso might want to think about getting somebody that can shoot in the middle of that offense.
Jamali, open look for 3, short. Last chance for Cheney. 3, back iron. Cha-Cha with the rebound. Outlet, Washington, good if it goes at the buzzer. No good, we're at the end of 3, and it's a 17-point lead for Cheney Tech. Can they hold on in the fourth quarter? We'll find out. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com.
Communities that are no longer covered by local newspapers become news deserts that lack journalists providing government oversight and access to quality information. The Day is committed to providing comprehensive news coverage in every town in southeastern Connecticut, but we've had to scale back coverage in some towns, including Ledyard and North Stonington, due to market forces affecting local news companies around the country. We need the continued support of the communities we serve to help fund additional staffing that enables us to provide the kind of coverage our readers expect in every town in the region. If you'd like to support the Day's News Desert Fund, please visit givebutter.com/theday.
Fourth quarter about to start. And Cheney Tech with a 17-point lead. It's funny because we're in the middle of basketball season. My friend Rel Green, Coach Rel over in New London, reached out to me and said, hey, could you let everyone know that Whaling City Youth Football has got sign-ups coming up? I said, Rel, it's basketball. We're not football just ended. He's like, yeah, we got sign-ups on the 15th, though. I'm like, Rel, it's basketball season. It's not football season. I said, do you guys really start already? And he's like, sign-ups, dude. We need all the kids we can get. So Whaling City Football over in New London is sign-ups this weekend. So if you're a young football player in the New London area, go sign up so that I can concentrate on basketball. 3 no good.
Grasso's going cold from the outside. They were 1 of 8 from 3 in the third quarter, and they missed their first 3 here in the fourth.
Yeah, I think Cheney right now, I think it also, when Orby checked into the game, he hasn't come out yet since he checked into the game. He is like the calming presence at the top of this thing, and he's just been really good for them. No matter what the final score is, this game changed when Orby came in and when Washington drew the charge, or when he got the charge drawn. And since then, it's just been, just ridiculous. Another steal. Brookins. No good. Offensive rebound and putback from Williams. And this has not happened to Grasso Tech. They've lost twice to Killingly and to Windham Tech, but they have not been run out of the building like this.
And the other thing that happened in this game is Cheney switched from man to zone, and Grasso has had no answers for this zone.
Up ahead, no good. Foy with the rebound, trying to push in the other direction. Nice move from Zamir Foy. Right back the other way. Orby to Williams, no good. Foy on the weak side with the rebound. Through his legs, ahead to Jamali. Jamali finds Washington. That's a good way to run the floor. Don't let him get set up in that press. Leads down to 15.
Got to keep the tempo up. Hopefully, Cheney will continue to shoot quick shots.
Cha-Cha, no good. Cha-Cha is getting his body underneath. He's been causing a little bit of denial, and they end up getting the foul. Give Ethan Cha-Cha some credit for just being the big body in the middle.
Technical foul here on number 22 from Cheney.
Teron Wiggins, so he'll go have a seat. So let me ask you, when Cha-Cha's playing defense, do you yell at him to slide?
Well, right now, I know that Cheney's style of play is up-tempo, but the quick shots are actually helping Grasso. It's prolonging the game. It's giving them more possessions possibly. Grasso has to get a defensive rebound. I mean, they got lucky that whatever happened on that rebounding action resulted in a technical foul, but Cheney picked up 3 more offensive rebounds that possession before the technical. Grasso has to limit the Chargers to 1 shot if they're going to come back in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, Taki Bates needs to knock down the free throws. Makes the second one. Lead 14 and the basketball.
14 points, 6:23, shot clock era. It's not even a debate if you could come back. You absolutely could come back, but you have to do 2 things. You have to not turn the ball over, and you have to get defensive rebounds off the first miss.
Foy, Washington, fouls on the floor. That's a good look, good ball movement. We always we always say when we do a team, especially when we only do a team once like Grasso, no senior on this group that's getting any meaningful time today. So this entire group back next year, and this is the kind of game that they might learn from, especially from their schedule next year. I wouldn't be surprised to see them up their schedule next year.
Yeah, and actually a game that they're going to learn for this season, because they're in the Division 5 state tournament, a very winnable tournament for them.
I know they would love a crack at Old Lyme. Nice running of the floor. Kamara finishes around the basket very well. Foy all the way to the basket, can't get it to go. Orby, there's the head. See, that's that savvy talk we talked about, right? Pull it out, eat some clock, just a little. Just make the possessions harder and harder for Grasso. No good, tipped. And Copeland with work on the offensive glass. He gets fouled.
Just can't get a defensive rebound. So disheartening. You work to get the stop, to get the missed shot, and you can't close out the possession.
At the half, New London with a 9-point lead, 31-22, held the Saints to 22 first half points. Good inbounds pass, blocked from Cha-Cha. Foy ahead of everyone. And the lead is down to 14. Nice look. Kamara got it to Copeland, and Copeland gets the foul on Cha-Cha. He'll shoot 2. Cheney's very comfortable not going straight to the basket, but working the middle. They've done a really nice job working the middle with Kamara in particular.
Yeah, good adjustment from the coaching staff after the first quarter when they turned it over 7 times against this trapping zone. They've been more patient. They've gotten the ball to the middle, and now they're starting to look for that high-low pass and getting easy buckets down in the block area.
Pitts back into the ball game for Cheney. Copeland misses the first and has another.
But Grasso just ice cold from beyond the 3-point arc, 1 of 10 this half on 3-point shot attempts.
Missed them both. Bates finds Washington. Bates finds Cha-Cha. No, Jamali with the putback. Leads 12.
They're fighting. Now they got to scramble back.
Good look in the middle, though. Kamara's been very, very tough for them. Copeland gets there. And the offensive foul as Bates got position. A break for Grasso.
Gotta use some ball fakes here before you throw those passes.
Jamali. Bates can't make the layup. Cha-Cha can't put the follow back. Missed opportunity for the Eagles. Copeland right from the free throw line, and he buries it. Washington, Cha-Cha, pump fake, loses it out of bounds. It'll stay with Grasso Tech.
Now, Grasso kept fighting here in this fourth quarter, but every time they seemed to get a little momentum, Cheney's had an answer.
Open look, Jamali for three, no good.
Just a forgettable 3 quarters of three-point shooting here for the Eagles after a hot start in the first.
Good hands, Jamali with the steal. Turns it back over to Pitts. Kamara, pump fake, turns, no good. Washington to the basket, good defense from Orby. Three minutes remaining in the ball game.
There's a chance these two teams can meet again. Looks like Bullard Havens is going to be the #1 seed in the Tech League tournament.
Orby, 2 chances at it, no good, but it'll stay here.
There's a couple other teams in the mix. Grasso, talking to Coach Tim Strong at the start, Grasso could slip to 4 or 5 and avoid playing Cheney until the finals. So there could be a rematch.
Wyndham Tech, Cheney Tech, Grasso Tech, Bullard Havens. That the main 4?
Yes.
Washington strong 3, no good.
So Wyndham Tech has beaten both of these teams. Grasso got revenge against Wyndham Tech last Friday.
Steal from Foy. And the lead is now down to 14 and timeout, Coach Strong. So we'll keep it here for a moment. Talk real quickly about game day. This is our last regular season basketball game. Next weekend on the 15th, day after Valentine's Day, one of the best events in all of what game day does. You get the day off, but we'll be at Waterford High School for the ECC Cheerleading Championships, which is always just a great day, a chance to showcase those athletes as well as huge crowds and lots of views. And then after that, we'll turn our attention to basketball. We'll have all 4 girls semifinal games from Fitch, all 4 boys semifinal games from Waterford, and all 4 finals from Mohegan Sun. At the end of this game, I will be issuing a challenge to all the ECC schools, but that's not until the end of this one. Here, 14-point Cheney Tech lead. They're getting a little sloppy with it, 2:12 remaining. You know, they're a steal and a three-pointer away from it being, tightening of the, loosening of the tie time.
Yeah, and regardless of, the outcome here tonight, both teams have bigger aspirations. They both want to win the league tournament title, and they both want to compete in the state tournament. And Grasso in Division 5 has a very good chance to make a deep run.
Smart. Nice pass. Kamara, though, trapped. Bates steps in. There's the steal Grasso needed. Washington coming the other direction. And he loses it out of bounds, but it'll stay with Grasso. Now, if they can make a basket here, or, get it, like it's 14, and they can get it to 10, maybe you start, at least making Cheney have to breathe a little heavy. Big three for Jamali. Good! He's been waiting all night to knock one of those down. Ryan Jamali cuts the lead to 11.
I think you got to think about fouling here if you're Grasso.
Too easy. Kamara to Copeland. That was what they needed. Breaks the schneid and gets it back to 13. Jamali with another three. That one's back iron, no good. And with 1:15 remaining, that should just about do it. Running the floor, no good. So,
regardless, not the outcome that Grasso Tech wanted tonight, but Coach Tim Strong, doing a good job here with this team, as Casey mentioned. No seniors, and number 2 currently in the Division 5 seedings. So they'll lick their wounds. They'll go back to practice. They'll talk about some of the things that they need to get better at. I'm certain that one of those will be boxing out on defense and limiting the opponent to only one shot per possession, taking care of the basketball, ball fakes, pivots, not telegraphing the passes, getting the ball into the middle. A lot of the things that you just got to keep coaching kids up. High school kids, a lot of them still learning how to play the game. This isn't a finished product at this stage in their careers.
Orby with a great look. Kamara finishes. Back in the other direction. Washington, no good. We're down under 41 seconds remaining.
For Cheney, we've seen the job that Coach Carl has done, taking his team to the finals. Very impressive showing here tonight. He knows that they got to continue to get better too. They've turned the ball over a lot tonight. They're going to be in the Division II tournament with the likes of teams like Manchester and New London. They cannot turn the ball over at that rate against those types of opponents.
Manchester with 2 25-point comeback wins against Windsor. If New London pulls off the win tonight against St. Bernard, does it not make you just want to see a New London-Manchester Division II matchup at somewhere down the road?
I would love to see that. There's so many good teams in that Division II bracket.
78-64. Cheney Tech comes storming all the way back and puts it to Grasso Tech here at Grasso Tech. A big win for the Chargers. They continue their ascent towards the top of the conference. And in a moment, the sports doctor will have interview with the head coach as well as the Roberto's Log Cabin Player of the Game Day. Nestled in the woods of Lebanon, Connecticut, Roberto's Log Cabin is the cozy, rustic home of comfort food. Family owned and operated, the Cabin, as it's fondly known, offers a diverse menu of hearty fare from burgers to the best ribs in the state. Come check out the Hallway of History in the newly renovated tavern. Sample the diverse menu, craft beers, cocktails, watch those big screen TVs. Go in and see Rob and the crew. Tell them Game Day sent you. It's the Roberto's Log Cabin Player of the Game. Sports Doctor is with the coach and our Roberto's Log Cabin Player of the Game Day.
Yeah, Casey, our Roberto's Log Cabin Player of the Game is Jay Roos. Orby, take this down to Roberto's in Lebanon. Show it off down there. Wear it. Get a free plate of wings for your friends and family. But talk about your play coming in the second quarter. You seem to settle things down when your team was way down.
I just saw opportunity. My coach put me in a great position. Like he tells us all the time, like he tells me separately. He says, you show me a good point guard, I'll show you a good team, and that's what I did. He just helped us. I showed him a good point guard. He showed me a good team. We showed the world a good team like I saw, and we got the dub.
Team's very fast. There's a lot of moving pieces out there. You guys all feed off each other on a defensive end?
Yes, we do. We communicate very well. We like brothers. We talk, we hear each other. We know each other like the back of our head. So we hear each other's voice. We know where to move. We good.
How important is this game coming down the stretch of the season? That was a good team out there.
Yeah, it was very important to us. Like our coach told us, we got to make a statement. We got to tell everybody out there what it is. Feel me?
Yeah.
We the tech team. We run it, so that's what I think.
All right, great job. Let's get the coach in here. Coach, come on in. Coach, no panic. Down by 13 on the road. Your team didn't waver too much. You seem to right the ship a little bit. You have a lot of confidence in your team.
I have 7 seniors. I mean, these guys have been through the fire. Last year we made it to Mohegan. That's one thing I know that once we got going, we were going to be okay. I know this Grasso team's a good team that's young, and I know they're going to come out on fire at home, and I know us coming in, it's a big game for them, and we just had to let them get that energy out, and I knew we would settle down and we would go to the next level for it.
You talked to me at the beginning of the game. You're still trying to figure things out yourselves. A lot of different starting lineups this year, kids in and out, developing a go-to guy down the stretch. Is that something that you could continue to work on?
Absolutely. I think when you lose a guy as good as Dominic Gittins, I mean, everybody tries to fill in, but you really don't know who that person is. With 7 seniors, everybody tries to fill in. I mean, finding those lineups that work every night, I think, in my opinion, as long as every night we have 5 guys playing hard, we'll be okay and competing. I mean, going forward, I think going into this last part of the season, our maturity should show.
Right.
I mean, we've gone through the fire. When you look at our schedule, we've played a tough schedule, and the reason we've done that is to get into the playoffs and get playoff ready.
You guys are 2-0 on game day. I know that. So maybe game day is kind to you guys. So you got a few games left in the season. You scheduled a juggernaut this year of teams, and a win like this on the road has got to do nothing but help.
Absolutely. I mean, everything going down the road is about building confidence and starting to go uphill when you're going into the playoffs. Like we know we still have some tough opponents left on the schedule who are going to test us, but we welcome everything and we want those tests.
The coach's stuff, I can tell you that, Casey. The kids are tough too. Great win tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. All right. I got my message here now for the ECC. First of all, to Grasso Tech and the Eagles Nest and all of the people here at Grasso Tech, you did exactly what you said you were going to do, and you rose to the challenge. Students at Grasso Tech, you should be super proud of what you did tonight. You filled the house. It was a great environment. Thank you to everybody at Grasso Tech. It was a great night. Okay, ECC. I put a challenge out to you last week, and all I'm hearing is pip, 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 pip. I got NFA. All right, you're sending me messages, you're tagging me, you're calling me out, you're saying Red Sea, come to Broadway, and we're going to do our thing. And you know what? I'm looking at you, Joel. I see you, but I haven't seen you. You know what I'm saying? I got a video tonight. Viking Valley. There seem to be a lot of people there at Viking Valley. What, you only show up when Waterford comes to town? Because last time I didn't see enough of Viking Valley. I haven't seen enough of the student sections. So here it goes. Lancer Nation, Viking Valley, Red Sea, the Whaler, Green and Gold Group, St. Bernard's, everybody, here are the challenges. Boys side and girls side. We will be at Fitch High School for the 4 girls semifinal games. We will be at Waterford High School the next day for the 4 boys semifinal games. Hey, Killingly, Putnam, Turtle Lot, anybody that's out there, if you make the semifinals on either of those 2 days, game day will crown a Saturday and a Sunday student section champion, and the sheet pizza will be presented to that student section. Are you hearing me? At the ECC semifinals, Fitch for the girls, Waterford for the boys, the best student section each day gets the crown and the pizza. Who's it gonna be? Some of y'all can be there both days. But it's no more. Now it's time to show up. Let's fill Fitch and fill Waterford and let the Juice and me figure out who we crowning as the #1 student section. Let's go. Well, our regular season is done. And I like how we ended it tonight. We got a chance to step outside the ECC, see some teams. I think, Grasso's going to definitely be a contender in Division 5. I think Cheney will compete in Division 2. If I'm in Division 2 and I draw them, I'm not happy.
That's a tough first-round matchup for sure.
7 seniors played in the finals last year, and they're going to compete. Mm-hmm. So that's I'm going to keep my eyes on for them. And in the ECC, both sides completely up for grabs. Both sides, we'll see what happens there. I'm checking to see if I got a score. New London, I'm waiting on the updated score from the Whalers. Then send it in. We're going to get it from Peter Wappe here. I'm going to give you guys one last updated score. Because if New London can win that game, it makes a potential New London-St. Bernard round 3 really interesting. Doesn't mean Fitch, NFA, the rest of Killingly, Wyndham, doesn't mean the rest of you aren't still in it. It just means the potential for that, game 3 is there. Division 2 of the boys, wide open, Stonington, Turtelot, Wheeler, Griswold, right? Does Ledyard, Bacon Academy, someone step up, make a run? The girls' side, wide open on both sides. Bacon Academy, NFA, New London, Ledyard, Fitch. My goodness. Peter Wappe, what do you got?
40-26, New London, midway through the third.
Wow. All right, they're doing it right now. The Whalers, now, if that happens, they could end up as the 1 seed. St. Bernard could end up as the 2 seed. Right now, Killingly and Wyndham in the 3-4. You got NFA and Fitch in the 5-6. Lots of action still to come. We're going to be looking forward to all of those things. So, all right, I'm going to put you on the spot. None of it matters, but I'm going to put you on the spot right now.
Okay.
Who is the final in Division I boys that you think is the most competitive upper echelon game? I mean, that seems to be an easy one, right?
That's a layup.
New London NFA 3. I mean, New London St. Bernard's 3.
Yes.
In the Division I girls, what's the game?
Honestly, we haven't talked a lot about the girls bracket this season and the girls regular season. That to me is the most intriguing from trying to predict anything. I really think any of the first 5 teams can cut down the nets, and I don't think there's I know we might disagree, but I don't think there's any separation between the first 5 teams. I think on any given night, styles are going to, make the fight, as Sports Doctor likes to say, but also, what team is playing to their style the best. NFA likes to keep the score really low. Fitch wants to, get up and make things messy. Bacon can do a little bit of everything. New London has, dynamic 3-point shooters. Ledyard is an up-and-coming team with, that plays up tempo and has a lot of firepower. So I think those 5 teams, all of them could win it on the girls' side.
Division II boys, Wheeler, Stonington, Griswold, and Turtelot. I don't know. Let's find out. Wyndham on the girls' side, too. We're going to find out. It's all coming down. Semifinal Saturday and semifinal Sunday from Fitch and New London. Fitch and Waterford. Next week, we'll be at Waterford for cheerleading. You're going to want to tune in then. But remember, student sections, I want to see you. For the coach, Chris Giusti, the sports doctor, Peter Wappe, and all the game day crew, Casey O'Neill signing off from Grasso Tech. Good night, everybody.